Welcome to the month of March, the beginning of the end of the first quarter. Yes, God has been good, hasn't He? Yes. This is the fruit of the month video, you'd have guessed, right? And hmm, I guess, it's difficult to say that it's a special edition because every edition is special for different reasons, of course. In January, our fruit of the month was tangerine or tangerines. Last month it was olive or olives. Join me in the Quip Corner and let's talk about this month's fruit. See you in a bit. Thank you for staying tuned. And like I said earlier, welcome to March. You may know or not know that March more and more is being seen as the month of celebrating women. So I'm going to do that. A few things, a few pointers. Yeah. The first thing, which is global, is March 8th. That's the International Women's Day. And when I was researching, I found that the theme, or at least one of the themes for this year, is give to gain. Give to gain. I'll touch on that a bit later. The second thing that happens in March, which I just found out, is on March 10th. March 10th is declared as the National Day of Rest for the Black woman. National Day of Rest for the Black woman. And the day is dedicated to encouraging Black women to prioritize rest and self-care. Rest and self-care. And at the base of this is celebrating the legacy of Harriet Tubman. It's said in, well, if you look online, Wikipedia and elsewhere, it talks about how, well, it's commemorating the anniversary of her death, which was March 10th, and how rest was a vital part of her life's work. Rest was a vital part of her life work. So it makes sense that women are being encouraged, and dare I say, not just Black women, but all women are encouraged to prioritize rest and self-care. If you loop that into the give to gain, if you don't give yourself rest, you will not gain refreshment. You will not gain the reset you need to keep pursuing the goals you have. Make sense? The third celebration for people in the UK and some other parts of the world is Mothering Sunday, which is the 15th of March. So, with those three at a minimum, dare I say, women who should be celebrated every time, you can say March is their month. Choose any month you want. Celebrate yourself. Thinking about that a bit more, or shall I say, expanding the applicability. The fruit of the month is the one that wears a crown. Yes. We're saying we celebrate women. Women need to wear a crown to show their worth. Like the pineapple. The pineapple is one that is available all year round, But from my research, I found that it's sweetest at its peak, which is between March and July. Little wonder that that's the fruit of this month, right? The interesting thing about pineapple, when you get one that is properly ripened and sweet, it has a natural sweetness to it. You don't need to add anything else to it. It's sweet, just as it is. But there are several lessons we can learn from pineapples. Something I remember from my childhood is that my mother of blessed memory planted pineapples in our fruit, in our family home. And it felt like they took forever to show up. But when they did, ooh, they were definitely worth the wait. They were definitely worth the wait. And like I said earlier, there are many lessons we can learn from pineapples. I'm going to share some of the ones I found. And feel free to share yours. Now, the um, first one is the pineapple wears a crown because it knows its worth. That's the expectation of everybody, every woman, everybody actually, not just women, but women. You need to know your worth. You are valuable. Whether or not you are valued, you are valuable. Never forget that. Another lesson is if you look at the pineapples, they grow upright. They grow upright and they stand above the ground. So the lesson from that is that we need to know and stand tall in our values. We need to be confident of our uniqueness. You know, another thing about pineapples is from each plant of a pineapple, there's only one. You know, it doesn't produce multiple fruits from the same plant. It's not like an orange tree that has many oranges or tangerine or olives. It's one pineapple per plant. Another thing that we observe about pineapples is that the pineapples grow from strong roots while stretching the crown or its crown to the sky. So, once again, we need to stay grounded in our values while aiming high. We need to stay grounded in our values while aiming high. We need to grow through what we go through. Maybe we'll just pause. I won't talk too much about that. I'll talk about that in a future video. Yeah. Then another lesson from pineapples is they are strong, right? So the reminder is that we can be strong without being harsh. We can be strong without being harsh. Strength and kindness can coexist. In the past couple of weeks, I saw a post on LinkedIn about kind leaders. Kind leaders are strong leaders. Kindness is not a weakness. It's because you are strong that you can be kind. I think that is something that needs to be emphasized over and over and over again. Being harsh, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. You may have heard the saying that people don't quit companies, they quit their leaders or they quit their managers. A kind leader elevates a workplace, no matter how demanding the work may be. So, strength and kindness can coexist. Another thing that we need to learn from pineapples is, you know, the crown protects it because it's spiky. So we need to learn to set boundaries because not everyone needs access to our time, our energy, or our hearts. And that includes knowing how to say no. Because every time you say yes, you have said no to something else. So just make sure you're picking the right thing to say yes to and the right thing to say no to. Because no sometimes is the right answer. I'll see if I can locate the video where I talked about saying no, because no is a complete sentence. And I'll put it up there if I find it. I'm sure I'll find it. So those are some of the lessons. I'm sure there are a lot more, but those are some of the lessons that we learn from pineapples as we go through this month and as you continue in your life. Ladies, wear your crown. It's not about being arrogant. It's about knowing who you are. And when you know who you are, you know what guidelines and guardrails you live by or within. There are things that are beneath you, and there are things you need to strive for. Because, like I said, you are valuable. I look forward to reading your comments on this and, of course, other videos. You take care and God bless you. Have a great month ahead. Bye now. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the last month in the first quarter of 2026. Yay! God has helped us. God has kept us. You may remember that the theme for this year is Be Fruitful. And from January, we have been featuring a different fruit each month. In January, it was tangerines. Okay, I'll put the link up there for you. In February, olives. Olives. How could I forget? Olives. I'll put the link up there for you as well. This month, this very special month. Every month is special. But this month, we're looking at another fruit. Yes, which I'll tell you about when you join me in the Quip Corner. All right. See you soon. Thanks for staying tuned. March is globally known as Women History Month. And I know some other countries like Canada, celebrates Women History Month in October, but a lot of people celebrate it in March. And the interesting thing about that is in March, there are a few celebrations that around women or about women or for women or of women, whatever the word is. For instance, we know that April 8th is International Women's Day. Yeah? I wonder what the theme for this year is even. Let me look it up before I continue. I don't know why I didn't even think of that. Let's see. Oh, the theme for this year is Give to Gain. Interesting. Interesting. Give to gain. Give to gain. Remember a few weeks ago, we talked about being a generous giver? Okay, I'll put the link to that video here. Give to gain All right. Okay. I did a bit more digging, and depending on where you go, there are different themes. But I'm just going to hold on to the gift to give. Yeah? Now, this, what was I saying? Yes, I was saying that International Women's Day is one celebration. In the UK, a week later, March 15th, I believe, is Mothering Sunday. So that's another celebration of women. And then on March 10th, is that the date? Yes, March 10th is known as the National Day of Rest for the Black woman. Rest is important. Rest is a great way of getting refreshed and so you can reset and continue to face life head on. Give to gain. You need to give yourself rest to gain a reset. Nice. Nicely done, Ada. Good job. I was saying March 10th, National Day of Rest for the Black woman. And what I found online says that this day is dedicated to encouraging Black women to prioritize rest and self care. It is also a day to honor the legacy of Harriet Tubman, who she's being remembered on the anniversary of her death, which was March 10th. It highlights how rest was a vital part of her life's work. And according to Wikipedia, Harriet Tubman is commonly viewed as an icon of courage and freedom. And truly, if you're courageous, you should be courageous enough to rest. Yes. Courageous enough to take the time to take care of yourself so that you're well enough to take care of everything else that you believe requires your attention. So, let's talk about the fruit of the month and how that all ties in. I know that men do as well, but women wear crowns. So the fruit of the month is pineapple. If we just stick with the word crown, a lot of people say women are God's crowning glory of creation, right? A woman's hair is her crowning glory, so crown fits in there somewhere. So let's talk about pineapples for a bit. Pineapples, I have heard, are available all year round, because they get imported from different places. But its peak season for the sweetest, juiciest fruit is between March and July. So we might as well be talking about it today.